Good afternoon, Northwest, and welcome to the October edition of Husky Headlines. I'm Aaron Tribby.
And I'm Charlotte Holland.
Hey Charlotte, have you noticed any changes in your classes this year?
No, but I've heard that some teachers have changed the way they're grading.
I introduced you to a few teachers that are making some changes. Over the summer, Dr. Amy Presley purchased a book for the Northwest staff called Grading for Equity and asked them to consider incorporating ideas from the book into their classes. We asked 4 teachers what changes they've made to their classes.
So a number of the things that the book talked about was just ways that school can be made more equitable and change in order to level the playing field, regardless of gender, race, class. Bottom line, I think that a lot of teachers are latching onto is the system of grading in schools is geared towards failure.
After doing some reading, talking to some people, I wanted to make some changes this year and try some things. The bottom line is the class is set up this year so that learning and demonstration of thinking and transfer level thinking, which is the highest level thinking there is, are the only things that are evaluated for points. The biggest things were I still provide assignments or homework, but they are not worth any points. I collect an exit ticket that goes with each lesson. Those exit tickets are not scored with a grade. They're simply given a proficient, in progress, or no evidence of learning.
I think the positives are that I'm learning a lot more. It's also teaching me critical thinking because most of our assessments are not just about content, they're about the big picture and about what we're learning. I'm definitely learning better with what he's doing.
I would say that most people in the class at first were really confused. And I was too. It's not really the same as any class I've ever been in. But I feel like as time goes on, people are starting to get used to it and kind of understand what's going on.
So my class this year is set up to primarily give points based on accuracy instead of completion. In the past, I have given completion grades for daily homework, and I've decided to move away from that and more towards accuracy grades. So instead of grading daily homework, I'm having students demonstrate to me that they understand each learning target. The main reason I decided to make these changes is because I want to make sure that the grades that I give to my students are actually accurate in terms of the knowledge they understand. And I felt like a lot of the grades being based off of completion was not accomplishing that goal.
From last year to this year, we've looked more at our late work policies. We've looked at kind of switching the grade book from a 100-point scale basically to a 50-point scale, going from 50 being the lowest grade you can receive. The power of the zero, when you start mathing that out, is pretty impactful. And so it takes that percent chance of going up from an F to a D a lot more realistic.
I think the pros, the positives of these changes is that I do feel like grades will be more reflective of what students actually understand and more accurate. I think that the cons are that change is always hard, and especially as a student when you're used to the way things have been done and that's what you expect, it can be difficult to adjust to a new style, a new approach.
I'd say thanks to the teachers that are trying this stuff out and that meet on our freshman academy team and put in the time and effort and energy to try to figure out things to do that's best for kids.
These 4 teachers say they will continue to try new things in the best interests of kids. This is Aaron Tribby for Husky Headlines.
Hey Aaron, do you like theater? I love theater.
I never did theater.
Well, get ready to love it. Hannah shows us what the theater department is up to right now.
After having 2 online productions last year, the Northwest Theater Department is excited to perform an in-person show, Murder by Poe, which can only be described as mysterious, shocking, and intriguing.
Murder by Poe is a fictional retelling of some of Edgar Allan Poe's most famous works. The premise is that there's a young girl lost in the woods in the middle of the night, and she comes upon a big house that is filled with murderers, and she needs a place to stay. And the murderers are iconic Poe characters. And so it's a bit of a mystery and very theatrical and a lot of fun. It's over the top.
The feeling of this play, I would say overall, is mysterious. The characters are trying to figure out what's going on, how these different stories connect, but there are definitely moments of comedy and drama in there too. It's this bridge between all of these stories that Edgar Allan Poe has created to try to deliver a greater message to our audience.
With the cast excited to perform to a live audience, they tell you what to look forward to and what they're excited about now that theater is back in person.
In this show, I'm looking forward to just showing the audience a really interesting wide range of characters and a very unique story compared to most plays. So it's a very unique show, and I hope the audience just enjoys the characters and their specific qualities.
It's so nice to be back in this traditional play experience where we're all practicing in person and rehearsing together. It's been an awesome sense of community and fun to dive back into theater this way too.
It sounds very complicated, but when you watch it, you can see the whole story develop, and it's definitely a fun show. It's really cool.
Make sure to go support the Northwest Theater Department in their performances of Murder by Poe on October 27th through 30th at 7 p.m. and at the 2 p.m. matinee on Saturday, October 30th. This is Hannah Johnson for Husky Headlines.
Hey Charlotte, do you know anyone who struggles with anxiety?
I actually do.
Let's take a look at anxiety and how it affects people.
Have you noticed someone sitting next to you in class that shakes a lot or fidgets with their pencil? If so, you may be witnessing the initial signs of someone who is struggling with anxiety. According to the ADAA, only 36.9% of those struggling receive help.
So of all the different disorders out there, like mood disorders, depression, anxiety disorders are the most common. Specifically in teens, it's estimated that around 1/3 of teens can experience anxiety disorders.
Students at Northwest have experienced anxiety in a variety of ways.
I've been diagnosed with SAD, which is social anxiety disorder, but it's also thought that I have GAD, which is general anxiety disorder. The hardest part is often how people don't understand it's not necessarily a feeling that you can just get over, like maybe worrying is. It's more than that. There are certain breathing exercises that you can do. Usually I just have little things that I'll like play with.
I have generalized and social anxiety disorder. I would describe anxiety as when your brain thinks you're in danger. If someone gives you a simple task, your brain interprets that as being in danger and you panic. Not being able to control your physical state, like your hands start shaking and your heart starts going really fast. You feel like you're gonna pass out. It looks dramatic on the outside, but it's all genuine reaction. Sometimes it can affect you for like weeks and no one will know about it, but the biggest thing you can do is be there for the people who have it.
While being able to see the signs in those you care about is important, knowing how to help them can make the biggest difference.
Make sure you know what calms them, how to support them, because a lot of it's mental. If everyone has a little bit of pressure, people with anxiety just have double that. And then they get put into a situation that bothers them personally, and then it doubles that again.
It can also be really helpful to do what we call grounding techniques to try to get yourself back in the moment, to make sure that we're getting regular sleep, as well as eating a healthy diet and making sure that you're getting exercise.
Know that if you need any help or are concerned about someone, please reach out to a trusted adult or call the mental health hotline. This is Charlotte Holland for Husky Headlines. Aaron, do you like running?
Can't say it's something I really like to do.
Well, Mac tells us about someone who loves running and helps others enjoy it too.
The cross-country season is off to a fast start with new head coach Elizabeth Warren, who took over for Ian Frazier at the start of this season.
My reaction to becoming the head coach was a lot of things. I went through a lot of stages. I was shocked, I was excited, I was nervous, I was anxious and wanting to do well, and just jumped straight in and I'm trying to do my best, and it's going well so far, I think.
I'd say one of the main ways that Coach Warren's different than previous coaches is kind of her general approach to the day. We have a specific goal on getting out of practice earlier. In the past, we haven't had any sort of goal of, trying to make practice kind of quick. Also, just the way that practice in general kind of flows. It's not like we're being rushed, but it's generally just a little bit quicker, a little bit peppier, and I think that definitely helps trying to do workouts, and we're trying to run a little bit quicker and a little bit peppier, and if practice is flowing that way, then it just kind of helps that if everything's going that way, then kind of mentally we're ready for that.
I would definitely say her coaching style is more personal. She takes the time, like I said before, to get to know everybody, and she figures out what each person kind of needs to help them grow and to help them improve.
Coach Warren's leadership is helping the cross-country team find success as this season continues.
Lead the cross-country team and basically making sure that they do everything they need to do before they start their workout. I plan their workouts weekly. We check in, we set goals. I make sure they're kind of trying to do the best they can on and off the course, meaning in school and making sure we're eating and sleeping and drinking enough fluids and just trying to maintain a good positive team atmosphere. Also making sure my assistant coaches know what they need to do.
I'd say Coach Warren has a positive impact because she is always been such an empathetic person, and for someone that had gone through an injury last year, I've been able to like she's been there through all the good and the bad that I had to go through, and then I get to see her use that and as her a coaching style and through with everybody else, and it's been really nice being able to see that because I think it's helped her grow as a coach, and she takes the time to get to know every person on the team.
Warren hopes to have a positive impact on the cross-country team for years to come. Their next meet will be the 6A Regional Championship at Johnson County Community College on Saturday, October 23rd. This has been Max Smith for Husky Headlines.
Good afternoon, Northwest. I'm Aaron Tribby, and here's this month's edition of Top 10 Plays. At number 10, we have senior Andrew Mason taking 5th place and junior Sam Hurley finishing 7th place at the EKL Championship at Blue Valley Southwest. At number 9, we have junior Reagan Koth getting 9th in the 6A Regional Golf Tournament on October 11th at Sycamore Ridge. At number 8, we have senior Mikey Pauley trucking a Southwest defender to score a 25-yard touchdown on September 1st. The Huskies would have a dominant win over Southwest 55-8. At number 7, we have junior Gabby Troutner spiking for a kill off a set from senior Renee Liu on October 5th versus Blue Valley West. At number 6, we have senior Andrew Mitchell scoring a goal off an assist from junior Sam McIntosh. This put the Huskies up 2-1 versus Lee Summon on October 6th. At number 5, we have senior Carter Worthington getting a pick 6 versus St. James on September 24th. This would make the score 40-10. At number 4, we have senior Mikey Pauley winning the MVP award in the Great American Rivalry Series game versus Blue Valley North. He would end the game with 231 total yards and 4 touchdowns. This helped the Huskies win 35-21. At number 3, we have the girls cross-country team winning the EKL Championship on October 14th. They were led by senior Cecilia Fisher, who placed 3rd, senior Lexi Lease, who placed 6th, and junior Abby Allen, who placed 8th. At number 2, we have the girls tennis team finishing 2nd with a score of 12 at the 6A Girls Regional Tournament at the CBAC. And finally, at number 1, we have junior Emily Chasen getting 1st place in the 6A Girls Regional Tennis Tournament on October 9th. This just in, junior Emily Chasen placed 2nd in the 6A State Tennis Championship on October 16th. This helped the tennis team place 3rd as a team. This is Aaron Tribby with the help of Max Smith bringing you this month's edition of Top 10 Plays. Charlotte, how much do you squat?
I don't know what that is.
Well, freshman Addison Griffith sure does. Caitlin tells us more about this upcoming star.
Addison Griffith is a freshman at Blue Valley Northwest who participates in a sport most people are unfamiliar with.
I started lifting when I was about 6 years old, and then I didn't really put any weight on until I was 9. My dad influenced me by the way he saw the sport and did it and just moved with it. I love technical things, I love perfecting things, and that's what weightlifting is all about. It's perfecting and just getting used to the movement so you can get better at it.
For Griffith, weightlifting is more than just a way to stay in shape.
I lift for Team Vero Beach Weightlifting, which is based out of Florida, and I'm a satellite athlete, so I send videos to my coach and he sends videos back of what I need to do better or if it was good. Competitions are normally about 2 hours long. Basically, you warm up in the back, then when it's your time to go out on the stage, you do 3 attempts at each lift, so you have a chance at 3 medals. I'd love to go to the Olympics for weightlifting. I'd love to make Team USA team, and hopefully that's what happens. I'm excited.
Her dad isn't just her biggest influence. He has also helped her on her weightlifting journey as her coach.
I've been coaching her since she was 6 years old. We started out in a very, very small CrossFit gym. At 6 years old, she saw me working out and she started wanting to work out with me and grabbed a broomstick and just was doing all the movements. She grew up a little angry. She didn't have a mom growing up, and she was having a hard time balancing how she felt about that with her mom not being involved in her life. And it was hard on her studies, it was hard for her to make friends, it was hard on life in general. She had her very first meet when she was on the platform. All eyes were on her. That kind of pressure, a lot of kids buckle under, and she loved it. She's in a tough spot. She's a freshman at high school. She has a lot going on. If she continues to grow with the sport, like she says, put her head down, eyes forward, she's going to be able to make Team USA.
At Northwest, Griffith's skills show through in her strength and conditioning class.
Well, right now she's just much more further along in the process. She's been training now for quite a while, a few years. She's very humble about not really showing off and not wanting to say, hey, well, I can do this and I can do this. She's just being a student and following along and doing what basically all the other freshmen are doing. She's very goal-driven. So with our 500-pound club for female athletes, she's already wanting to get into that club. She's very goal-driven and wants to perform well in even all their competitions outside of class.
Griffith's coaches believe she's on the right path to making Team USA and going to the Olympics. With her motivation, it could happen very soon. This is Caitlin Sample for Husky Headlines.
Hey, I like your costume.
Thanks. I just wanted to show off my Halloween spirit.
Let's see what Northwest is most excited about for Halloween.
What's your favorite part about Halloween?
My favorite part about Halloween is definitely the Halloween movies.
My favorite part of Halloween is probably dressing up and having funny costumes. I think funny costumes are really interesting to see.
My favorite part of Halloween is probably dressing up and just going like random people's houses and getting candy.
My favorite part of Halloween is probably spending time with my friends and family.
Okay, my favorite part of Halloween is, I know this sounds like selfish, but like honestly, like getting the candy.
Probably trick-or-treating.
My favorite part of Halloween is getting free candy.
My favorite part about Halloween is the haunted houses.
I like getting candy.
I like getting the candy.
Dressing up, I guess. It's fun.
I also like dressing up, among many other things.
Man, Northwest sure loves candy.
Yeah, Cooper tells us the preferred top 10 Halloween candies.
Today we'll be going over the top 10 most popular Halloween candies in the United States according to CandyStore.com. At number 10, we have candy corn. This staple Halloween candy was invented in Philadelphia in the 1880s by the Wonderly Candy Company and has been an iconic spooky season treat ever since, even though it was voted as the worst Halloween candy of all time in a survey by CandyStore.com. At number 9, we have Tootsie Pops. Tootsie Pops were invented in 1931 by an employee of the Sweets Company of America. The company later changed its name to Tootsie Roll Industries in 1969. At number 8, we have Snickers. This popular candy bar was invented by Frank C. Mars and was introduced to the world in 1930. The Snickers bar quickly became not only the best-selling candy bar in the United States, but also the best-selling candy bar across the entire world. At number 7, we have Hershey Kisses. This chocolate confection was invented in 1907 by none other than the founder of Hershey himself, Milton S. Hershey. At number 6, we have the most popular sour candy, Sour Patch Kids. They were introduced in 1970, branded as Mars Men, but were later rebranded to Sour Patch Kids in 1985. At number 5, we have Hot Tamales. These fiery cinnamon-flavored sweets were introduced by the Rada Candy Company in 1950. At number 4, we have Starburst. Originally called Opal Fruits, these sweet, fruit-flavored chews were invented around 1960 in the UK. At number 3, we have M&M's. This hard-shelled chocolate candy was invented in 1941. The name stands for Mars and Murray, which came to be through Forrest Mars Sr. of the Mars Candy Company striking a deal with Bruce Murray, the son of the former Hershey president. At number 2, we have Skittles. This candy was invented in the United Kingdom in 1974 and was later introduced to the United States in 1979. Interestingly enough, no one actually knows who invented them. And finally, at number 1, we have Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Reese's Cups are named after their inventor, who created them in 1928, which initially failed in business, but eventually became the most popular candy in the country. They're not only the best-selling, but were also voted number 1 in a survey by CandyStore.com. That concludes the list of the top 10 most popular Halloween candies.
Hey Charlotte, what do you do with your free time?
I hang out with my friends.
Well, the National Honor Society is making the most of their free time by helping the community.
National Honor Society's primary focus is helping the community and trying to better the school as a whole.
National Honor Society is a national organization that rewards or character, scholarship, leadership, and service. We're trying to do some things that help both the immediate Blue Valley Northwest community and then also further out. I also like the focus of NHS that we want to be good leaders. We do want to help the community. We do want to have good characters, so I do like what it stands for.
Communications Chair Laura Muramadoro believes that impacting others is the key characteristics to those in NHS.
Well, one of my favorite things about volunteering and helping the community is really just seeing how it impacts other people. So again, our main goal for NHS this year is really just increasing our presence in the school. and making sure people know what it is, and just like really pushing our pillars. Well, like I said, volunteering is again one of the things that we value a lot, and it has a positive effect on our community by just letting people know that we care about them.
NHS has several events in the works for this year.
On the 9th of October, we are actually going to be heading to the Wilderness Science Center with a project with K Club to help out in the wilderness, possibly rake leaves, create better trails, put mulch, so then we can help create a better environment while creating both opportunities for K Club and for NHS.
While NHS is still dealing with many restrictions because of COVID, they are doing everything possible to get back into the swing of things.
In the past couple years, especially with COVID around, we haven't exactly been able to do that many events. So this year we're trying to give them a lot of opportunities, which is why we are doing collaborations with the National Art Society, with K Club, so then we can create some community service opportunities, some tutor opportunities, which students would be more interested in.
This is a great way for individuals eligible for NHS to help with community service and to better our community. This is Amara Qureshi for Husky Headlines.
That's it for the October edition of Husky Headlines.
Have a great day, Northwest.